What up, family? It's your boy Amaru, and we are back with another bite-sized breakdown interview. And I am geeked, to say the least, to be able to sit down with the directors of X-Men '97, me, Emmett Yonemura, and Chase Conley. Thank you so much for joining me today.
It's our pleasure.
First and foremost, I just want to say you all have created an instant classic with this first season. The weight that has to be carried going from the original series, you all exceeded all expectations. And a big reason for me was the great character work you put into the show. And my question is with such a great well of characters to choose from the comics, what was that process like in choosing which characters to introduce, like Bastion, or reintroduce for bigger roles, or even those pitch perfect cameos you put in, especially like in episode 10?
A lot of that's was in the Bible, the series Bible, that we were given at the beginning of the show. And I think that as fans of the comics, we tried to be as like canonical as possible in certain situations, given we are aware that this is an adaptation also, so things are going to change according to the medium, and streamlining certain things so that we can fit them into essentially 26-minute episodes. But we allowed the comics to kind of determine that. We didn't stray too far away from that unless there was a particular character that we felt like worked better in a role that we maybe have exchanged. But even with that, we had a lot of opportunities for other cameos as well, with Morph being an amazing asset as far as that goes. So yes. Yeah, a lot of it is just trying to stick as close as possible to the source material, while also telling like a good story that works in 26 minutes.
Speaking of only having 26 minutes, I was really wondering how you all were able to really focus so much on the ensemble. Like, no matter what the movies might want to tell you since the last show, you put so much detail into so many characters, from the absolute bars you gave to Storm and Magneto, the emotion with Gambit and Rogue. Thank you for Nightcrawler, because Kurt Wagner has and always will be that dude. How did you find that balance in getting so much depth and so many characters in such a short runtime?
I mean, that's our jam. That's what we love the most. It's, because it's X-Men. And I think what was always attracted us to X-Men isn't just that it's superheroes punching each other. It's the fact that it is about their personalities, their relationships, their leadership skills, their non-leadership skills, their vagabondism, like I think that to me was the most attractive part of the X-Men, that I just couldn't wait to dive in and take these scripts and really like milk all the moments that we could, and then we would also find those moments. Like we really found that moment with Madeline and Cable in 105, just having that moment. I remember for a while, because we were running so long on that episode, it was going to be on the cutting room floor, but we thought, no, that's the good stuff. That's the stuff that I'm here for. So I think, it's kind of paying respect to these heroes that we've always loved, and then just getting to be able to give them the honor that we always really just wanted to see out of them. We've always wanted to see that mode of Storm going that high. I've always wanted to see more Rogue and Gambit. I mean, who just doesn't want to eat more of that up? And we all love Kurt. And if we can just get more Nightcrawler, please.
100%. 100%. Going into spoiler territory now. So one, if you haven't seen the show, what are you doing? Secondly, I want to thank you, and me specifically, for giving such a great send-off to Gambit with that line, even though you traumatized us in our entire childhood. What's the choice like in terms of choosing which characters are going to go, or which ones we're going to go through trauma with? And is there anything you could possibly give fans into what we might get in season 2 about maybe characters coming back, without giving away any of the gravity that would happen?
Oh, of course, sure. It's always a debate, and we usually do try and leave that up to the writers and then their game plan with our Marvel execs of where they want to go in the general direction of our show. But we always chime in as fans. Like originally, I think we're allowed to say originally it was actually going to be Nightcrawler killed off. And
oh no.
I know. That's how we all felt. But then they were like, fine. Then if not Nightcrawler, how about Gambit? And we were like, well, you can't do that either. But, it's like, okay, we also have to acknowledge that as fans, we're all fans on the crew, that if it's hurting us that much, okay, how do we do this right? How do we do it?
Decision.
Yeah, right. It might be the right decision, but also then we got to do it right. we just got to do it right, you know? And we actually went through multiple versions of how he could say remember it. There's a point where he's like yelling it, and we're just like, no, this is Cowboy Bebop all the way. He's Spike Spiegel. We got to have him going
He's
out
cool.
quietly. He's too cool for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate that so much. I appreciate all the detail and depth that you put into everything with this show. And everybody I told who I'm doing this with has said just wanted to give big thanks and thank you for all the passion you had for this series. Hopefully you do get to be able to pick up the phone from Kevin Feige to get the live action going. But we're gonna put that out there for the future and think positive thoughts. Me, Emmett, Chase, thank you so much for talking with me today and joining me on this.
Thank
No
you so
doubt.
much for
Thank you.
having us.